Okay, to start out, my opponent said that NCAA athletes are not receiving any sort of services like food stamps or assisted living. I have a source here from the Daily Finance. It's an article written by Cheryl Nash that states, the NCAA explicitly allows college athletes to accept food stamps and welfare benefits. The NCAA is forcing taxpayers to pay for expenses that players would be able to pay for themselves if not for the NCAA rules. I guess the NCAA expects both college athletes and taxpayers to finance its greed and lavish salaries. Moving on. The biggest issue that the negative seems to have with the argument is that they equate this additional stipend to a salary without a limit. We agree that paying college athletes a salary as if they were employees would totally have tax ramifications and legal issues that schools can't afford. This would completely compromise the sport. The negative consistently asks where we draw the line and base many of the arguments around this. However, the negative seem to ignore the critical line drawn by my partner in the very beginning when my partner stated, we believe that the line should be for the total cost of the athlete's education and cost of living, nothing more. Another issue that the negative had with the arguments was that providing this additional stipend would compromise the competitiveness of the sport. They claimed that smaller schools would not have the recruiting power of larger schools. Never in our arguments did we raise this issue because we recognized early on that smaller schools never had the same recruiting power as larger schools. According to Barry Dave, a writer for Freakonomics, in regards to providing stipends for college athletes, it doesn't seem like the dominance of the top teams would be impacted. Teams like Kentucky, North Carolina, Michigan State, and Syracuse, the #1 seeds this year, would still be great. Teams with less money would probably not be as great. And the NCAA, even with fully paid players, would probably look about the same. The third claim I'd like to refute is when the negative said that student athletes are students first and athletes second. Again, in the beginning, my partner explicitly lined out the hours students put into their sport versus the time they put into their academics. Just as a quick example to restate this evidence, football players spend an average of 43.3 hours on their sport compared with 38 hours on their academics. As we can see, the time allocation for sports versus school is unbalanced, making them athletes first, students second. Ending my refutation and closing argument, we deserve to win the debate because we have successfully established that there is a need for additional funding for student athletics because of scholarship shortfalls, as pointed out by statistics by my partner and I in our initial arguments. We established that the current system is flawed, leading to exploitative behavior on both ends of the system, where we see coaches, TV networks, merchandisers, and the NCAA league itself make billions of dollars on the efforts of college athletes. And we also see NCAA athletes violating the rules in order to pay for scholarship shortfalls, degrading the integrity of the sport. In the words of Michael Rosenberg, a writer for the Sports Illustrator, someday we will look back on this era of college sports the way we look back on the prohibition. We'll see that there were some good intentions behind it, along with some misguided fears. The problem with amateurism in college sports is the same problem the nation had with the prohibition. It's impossible to enforce. Lastly, we established that athletes deserve this money by exposing the amount of money third parties are making using their name and likeness for millions of dollars. Overall, it's our hope that you'll agree with us when we say that NCAA scholarship athletes should receive an additional stipend for the school year. Thank you.